George Wardler, he left the track pretty early. Can you shed some light on what's happened?
Yeah, it looks like he's done a hamstring. We're not sure about the severity of it yet. I think he's going to get a scan now. But yeah, unfortunate news for George. He'd done 90% of the pre-season and had been in some really good form, and his body was strong and fit and healthy. But unfortunately, it looks like he's going to miss a bit of footy. Just not sure how much.
How hard do you think it will be for him, just considering we all know his story with the history of hamstrings over the past couple of seasons?
Yeah, the one thing I do know about George, he's really resilient, and clearly he's been through it a few times now. So he'll do his rehab really diligently and make sure that he gets himself nice and strong and fit and ready to go. But how long that is, we're not too sure. But with his mindset and resilience and professionalism, I'm sure he'll be out there, hopefully sooner rather than later.
So you're expecting that he'll probably miss round one?
It's too hard to tell at this stage. Yeah, we'll get some scans this afternoon, which will give us a little bit more. But clearly with his history, you'd think it would be a little bit longer than shorter, depending on the severity. But we'll have to take probably a pretty cautious approach, I would say.
Did he give you any feedback on his way out, or did he just go pop straight out?
No, he was out of here pretty quick. So I think they were pretty keen to get him in, get him looked at, and then hopefully we'll get the scans back this afternoon, and we can put a plan together to hopefully get him back out there. Because obviously I know how much our fans love him and how much we love him inside the footy club, and he's a really important player for us. So we can't wait to get him back out there.
Is it always the same hamstring, or is he them both?
That's a great question. I'm not actually 100% sure. I know he has done both sides before. I'm not sure which side this one is, but he's clearly had a fair history with it. But we've just got to make sure we get it right.
Bit of an extended session there this morning. What was the focus and how are you tracking compared to 12 months ago?
Yeah, so the focus today, we're just trying to get some minutes into the match play now. So you would have seen today we played 4 20-minute quarters. So each week we've added up a little bit more. We've got another 4 25s, I think, next Thursday, and then the week after about intra-club. So basically we've had 2 years now of embedding our game plan down the way we want to play, and now we're at that stage where Clarko's third year, we want to start to execute it out on the field for longer periods of time. And that's what we're starting to see out there today. We've deliberately picked pretty even teams to play against each other over the last few weeks. And the great thing is we're seeing particularly the structural stuff that we're trying to do come out in the games for longer periods of time.
Tell us about the impact that Harry Sheasel has on this side. Obviously, he's named vice captain.
Yeah, he's like no other I've seen before come through at his age. The leadership he shows, the professionalism. Clearly, everyone sees how well he plays the game and sees the game, but he's just such a level-headed young man that, particularly, you talk about on-field, he's such a good player, but just as a person, we love him inside our footy club for the person he is, and you don't see too many 18-year-old kids walk in the door and just be really comfortable in their own skin and happy with where they're at. But yeah, he's one out of the box, and no doubt in the future he'll have higher leadership aspirations for this footy club.
We were talking earlier about how the players are looking bigger this pre-season. Is there a difference to the fitness program?
I don't think so. Clearly, they've probably got Johnny Layden, our strength coach, done a great job. He's now in his third year, so I think you just get that group of guys that are starting to come together. Your Tom Powell, your Will Phillips, who are in their fifth year now. You've got, Colby McKercher, another pre-season. You've got Harry Sheasel. All these guys that are starting to come through have now had 2 or 3 pre-seasons under their belt. So it probably takes 2 or 3 pre-seasons before you start to see the gains on the boys. And we've probably got a bulk of our group now who's 20 to 24 that have done enough pre-seasons that you're starting to see some biceps and triceps appear.
You might not like to single anyone out, but is there anyone over the past few weeks there's a bit of a buzz around that's particularly impressed you?
As a group, we've been really happy with how they're all going. I'm coaching the midfield, so I'm a little bit biased, but I've been really impressed with the way that Tom Powell's gone about his footy. I think you can look at our midfield at times and you see the Harry Sheasels, the Luke Davies-Uniacks, and obviously we've got Luke Parker in who's having a great impact on our footy club. But Powell's now into his fifth season, and he's just, you can see he's put the size on, and he's now, looking like he's really ready to take the game by the scruff of his neck.
Can you tell us a bit more about Luke Parker, and when you mentioned his influence there, what's he sort of been, I suppose, leading the way in, I guess?
Yeah, all 3 of them. So Luke, Caleb and Jack Darling, their ability to come in, and it's probably been the great thing for us as coaches and our leaders is it's been more affirmation that our program's actually in a pretty good spot. They haven't come in and said, you're a long way off or these things need to dramatically change. I've come in and I'm seeing a lot of stuff that's going really well, and you know, the little 1%ers here that need to change, they've just been happy to let us know and hold guys to more account, which is great. And yeah, their footy's speaking for itself. They're all going really well, but their leadership on and off the field has been had a profound influence in our group.
Bringing those three guys in from different programs, was there a point over the pre-season where you brought them into the coaches' room, just the three of them, to really go through what you stand for at North Melbourne and what you're building towards and the tweaks in game plan that they'll be hopefully instructing younger players?
Yeah, there's been probably a little bit of both. We've sort of spoke to them about how we think the game should be played and how we want it to look as a North Melbourne football club, and they've also, you know, put their words of wisdom around what Sydney are trying to do, what the Bulldogs are trying to do, and West Coast, and just challenged our thinking a little bit. But yeah, they've obviously, before they signed here, they would have wanted to know the direction of the footy club, and they're really confident in the way we're going, and that's why they've jumped on board. So yeah, we've been really happy with them.